welcome to where the furniture isn't always the best, but them views, they are amazing.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 13th floor where the furniture isn't always the best, but the views are amazing. It's me, your moderator, B. Jones, and I'm fortunate to be here with my guys. We're starting off with BJ this week. What's happening, man? Sick and shut in?
Live and direct from isolation, baby.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Excuse me, I'm feeling good. The first couple of days I had a little cough or whatever, but got back home and took that test. It said positive, so I love y'all family. I just got back, but I'm going back under a rock for a couple of days.
That is proof, ladies and gentlemen, that the vaccine does work right there. Proof. Coach K, what's happening?
I'm good, man. How you doing? You all right? You good?
I did that for a reason, man. I'm feeling good.
I know you
How
did
are
it
you?
for a reason. That's fine. I'm not gonna fall for the trap, man. Bill Gates says this is it. Bill Gates said Omicron is the last significant one. He said we're gonna be back to normal after Omicron. I don't know how Bill knows, but
Hey, man, he got the Metaverse working for him. He got all the analytics within Microsoft. He's the billionaire vaccine guy. So,
yeah. Yep. Right. Anyway, I'm not
This
gonna
is the last one before everybody start asking more questions and getting their pockets. So this gonna be the last one.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. You're not gonna get me. I'm good.
Freshito, what's going on, brother?
Man, another beautiful day as a Zamunda. I was we waking up to this 50-degree weather down here in South Florida. So I'm just trying not to be upset. I'm just riding the wave, letting this frigidness keep me fresh, evaded, and motivated. Keep doing what I do, moving out these mountains. You know how it is.
Yeah, them icy cold flatlands and
frigid
in South Florida. Got to get your parkers ready.
That ocean breeze come through, the mix of that and cold weather, man, it's not nice.
That hawk be out there, don't it?
It's not nice. I mean, it ain't nothing nice.
Oh, they got the fox coats out and
boots.
I was laughing when I went to go walk. I walked over to the gym during the middle of the day, and it was probably by then it was like 68, 70. And when I'm walking over to the gym, when I'm coming back, I'm just in a t-shirt and shorts, and I see a dude bundled up like it was really cold out there, and I just started cracking up, just like us Florida people, man. We really we lost.
They wait for these days every year to pull everything out their closet to wear in 2 days.
It's
the Yo-Sun era.
It's very interesting.
Listen, man, I was we went to a wedding in Jersey 2 weekends ago now. And some of my in-laws went, man, and obviously in Jersey it was cold. They had snow on the ground. I guess it did snow while we were there. Man, my brother-in-law, my man had on like 2 pairs of long johns.
Hey, I'm with him. I
don't
play
know
with
what type of shirt he had on, but we're at the wedding and he got on a suit.
Yeah, nah.
Indoors.
Yeah, nah. I'm a layerer. I learned to layer.
He didn't play that one out. He didn't consult nobody.
Not too
That's
tough,
the worst.
man. Not too tough. Man. I'm looking at this man. He's standing up sweating. I'm just like, you okay, man? What's going on?
He looked like he nervous, right?
Easy, man. Before we get into it fresh, you got to start us off right, man, with the fresh Vation. What you got for us this week?
Yes, indeed. So this week, let consistency guide you. Start focusing on the act and the consistency of the act instead of getting so lost and not gaining necessarily the progress that you expect. Let consistency guide you. Make it your fresh Vation. This 3rd week of January. Holla at your boy.
Interesting. I like that, man. That's a good vibe. Consistency. Because I want to consider. I took your advice a couple weeks ago, Carol. Went ahead and tried that 72-hour fast after coming off of the COVID quarantine and everything.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
It was pretty good. I think I'm just now getting back. Like my body is just now getting adjusted to eating solid foods again. But it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. Um, I've done intermittent fasting on accident, just being busy throughout the day. So, the 8 to 10 hours without eating, you kind of do that and, forget or whatever. But the first 24 wasn't so bad because I think I got up that morning and I ate probably like 6 or 7 o'clock the night before. But I got up that morning and then got busy and it was like 12 or so. And I was like, well, shit, I haven't eaten yet. Let's just see how this thing goes. So it was like, all right, I'm gonna just jump right in, whatever. And just kept with the water, kept with the vitamins, sent you a couple of questions I had, make sure I wasn't cheating or anything.
Right.
And yeah, that first day was cool. Second day, oh, and I didn't get a headache the entire time. Like it was weird. I was actually like looking out for that. Didn't get a headache the entire time. The second day, not so bad. The hunger pains came a little stronger or whatnot, but I just drank my water and I started doing like these deep breathing exercises, not like specific like meditation, but I just like, breathe in. I forget what it's called where you breathe in through your stomach and not your where your stomach moves and not your chest. But try to do a lot of did those periodically throughout the day to get me through those hunger sensations. And I was fine.
You don't have a belly, but for the rest of us, we call it deep belly breathing.
Yeah, that deep belly breathing. That evening though, I had to cook. See, Monday I didn't have to cook, so I think that was part of the reason it went so well. Tuesday I had to cook for everybody, so I made this chicken, macaroni and cheese, and some like broccoli seasoned or whatever. And the chicken, like, we put our shiznit seasoning on everything, marinated real nice, whatever. Shout out Shiz in the kitchen. And that joint had me hurt. Like the smell of it, like you want to talk about salivating over like the plate. And I'm just like, God, I gotta get out of here. But I was able to get through. I ended up going to sleep early because it was just too much to handle that evening. But got through that and then woke up the next morning and was extremely like hungry. So again, hit them with the water, take my vitamins, and belly breathe. Back up to the second day too. I did get the euphoric feeling for all of about 5 minutes. Like that joint came, I felt it. It was great. And as soon as it came, it was gone out the window. And I think it might have had to do something with me having to concentrate on Sunny or something like that. So it kind of distracted me. So I didn't really take advantage of it.
You couldn't marinate
it. That's what I was going to ask is if you ever got that. That's the things that I hear about it is you get into that euphoric moment that it's, too bad you didn't get to ride that way, buddy.
So day 3 morning when I was hungry as hell or whatnot, after I got my vitamins and my water in me or whatever, it came back. This time I got to actually ride it for about 2 hours. I felt amazing. Like, any like performance enhancer, Adderall, whatever speed, like that's how I felt, like the mental clarity, knocking stuff out, feeling like you can, run through a wall. Like I wanted to go work out, all of this type of stuff. Felt amazing. 12 o'clock came, hunger pains again, still no headache or anything, but deep belly breathing, some more water. I didn't get to a gallon a day. I got to like 84 ounces, I believe. I don't think that's probably close to like a half or something like that. But deep belly breathing.
Yeah, yep, you're right. It's about a half.
Something like that.
I think the gallon is 120 ounces. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's 128.
There you go.
There it is. Deep belly breathing. And then the countdown was on. I'm messing with the kids. The kids are involved. They hyping me up because they know I ain't ate in 2 days at this point. I'm like, 6 o'clock come. What we having? Kellen talking about, we going to Wendy's, double bacon burger, cheeseburger, or whatever. I was like, you're crazy. I'm not doing that to myself. Nia's just off. Like, she's super supportive, man. She's such a sweetheart, man. She's rubbing my back and everything and just smiling, giving me hugs the entire time. Like, she's such a sweetheart. I appreciate that. But when it was finally time to eat, man, I had a plan in place. I was
And then life happened.
I was going to start with the oatmeal. I ate some tomatoes, started with the oatmeal, and then I was going to make a smoothie. That was going to be it. But I made the chicken the night before. So I started with the, I ate the tomatoes. I ate the oatmeal. I went in the freezer.
Yeah.
Still hungry. I went in the freezer to get the stuff out to make the smoothie. Saw some garlic bread. And then it was just downhill from there. I had the garlic bread, like 2 pieces of chicken, and the smoothie on top.
And the
of it.
smoothie going hand in wide. I gotta wash it down with something. It was a diet smoothie though.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly smoothie. You know, the berries with peanut butter on top, some greens in there. It was amazing. Yeah, and then I like jacked myself all the way up. You want to talk about like a super crash? Like, I don't know if it was from not having anything in my system, then taking in all of that stuff, and maybe my insulin shot up to the roof, and then my body's fighting and regulated, and so I'm like super high, and then like 30 seconds later, I'm like super low. It's like I gotta go to sleep again. Then that's when the headache came. I'm like, how do I get a headache after I done ate when I haven't eaten in 3 days? What happened? And then the next day, day 4, not fasting or anything, just trying to get my body back into like sync. I just did oatmeal and like juices and stuff to kind of work it back in the right way this time. And then, about 4 days later, now I'm back to, regular. But it was an amazing experience for a couple of different reasons. One, to support, the family and everything. And after Chris stopped being a doctor and trying to figure out all of the, what could go wrong through the fast, and, you got to make sure you're taking in this, and what about this, and what about that, and everything. Like, it's my body, man. It's going to take care of itself. And if anything happens, that's what you're here for, right? Just call 911. You're good. It was an amazing experience.
It's amazing to see people like, oh, you can't do that. Like, you're going to send yourself into a bunch of problems.
It's so unhealthy. I'm like, actually, after everything that I've read and, understanding how some people do this as part of their religions and the spirituality aspects of it and the actual science behind this stuff, like that app you sent me, it's amazing, because I not only was it an amazing experience, the discipline part of it, actually being able to make it through, I learned a lot along the way about how the body actually functions. And even Chris helped me understand, a lot of the things, the macronutrients and stuff that we take in and how they actually function, and all of that good science stuff that we learn in biology, but you probably forget, after the test is all done and everything.
Right.
And so, I'm definitely like marking on my calendar, like in April after Kellen's birthday, another 72-hour fast, and just periodically do it, because benefits, like, I don't know if I actually feel them, but I feel like if I do it enough and my body gets used to it, the cell regeneration, the next time I got to go a little bit beyond 72 hours so I can get to the immune system, rejuvenation and everything. But, those benefits alone, I mean, I'm not too worried about the weight loss, because I did lose like 8 or 10 pounds somewhere in between that. But once I start going back to the gym tomorrow, I'll get that back in no time. So, but all of those things, is really what, I do it for, or did it for, and want to continue to do it for.
Now, let me ask you, and listeners, listen, we talking about some things that, have been proving to extend and preserve your life, right? So you're like, man, what are these cats talking about? Well, we talking about your life. Did you realize that, when you eat normally and you drink a bunch of water, your urine will become clear at some point? Did you notice that was not the case while you were fasting?
No, it was clear the whole time.
It was clear the whole time?
After the first probably like 12 hours, it was water the entire time. Okay.
So that's not always the experience. So the first time when I did the 7 days, that was my experience. It was clear the whole time. This last time, it was not. It was, the there was, some slight yellow the
Mhm.
whole time, which I was like, okay, body's working, like it's pulling stuff out, it's finding
Right, and that's what it is.
toxins, etc., and getting rid of them. And then again, that's why you got to hit that gallon, so you make sure that you thoroughly rinse everything out.
Yeah.
So, but if you got it on the calendar for April, just let me know, man. I'll do it with you.
There it is. Fresh. Where you at, baby?
I'm working one consistent thing at a time. I'm not saying I won't, because April is definitely it ain't around the corner, so it definitely give me some time to prep. But I ain't making no promises today, Jack.
That's hilarious. It's crazy, man. So for BJ, they actually have diabetics that do it.
That's what I'm saying. Thinking, I don't know. The only thing is that, so as soon as, and I wear a monitor, so I can monitor my blood sugar and everything. But if it ever goes too low, then I have to take something. And
You have to take something.
You forgo everything. So that's my only hesitation. Like, but sometimes I know I've gone more than 24 hours, not on purpose, but again, hell, you do that if you're not feeling well. Sometimes you just don't eat for a couple of days.
So I was just about to say my gastritis. I probably hit a good 5 or 6 day fast easy when I had my gastritis.
You do that twice a year, too.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
Clockwork, baby.
I mean,
Clockwork.
I'm just saying.
So let me ask you this though, BJ. If you did juices, could that keep you regulated?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, there's an option for you. Like you could just do a juice fast.
Yeah.
While we're doing the the water.
Speaking of juices, Mad Harvest will be dropping that juice fast along with some other 3-5 day fast going on. We got you. Don't worry about that.
Hey, I can make that happen. But my biggest thing is that I don't want to get like 2 days in and that sugar dropping is like, okay, I know it won't be for waste, but at the same time, it's like if you're gonna do something, I want to make sure I can see it through at least the first couple times.
Hey, bro,
and then try to build up to it.
Don't what you call it, like, think positive about it. At the end of the day, if it is that your sugar goes down, you know how to handle it. But like, going with the understanding, and I definitely think the juice is and honestly, the first time, try it, see what happens. You don't know, how you will react. But again, if you find that it's dropping, you know how to counteract that. Don't assume, you know what I mean, it's going to be the worst in a sense. But if you find that that's the what happens, then the next time go ahead and make the change to the juice one and see how the juice one's different. But I definitely think it's worth just like both of them have said. I've read, and actually I know I'm in at least one, if not 2 different intermittent fasting and water fasting groups on Facebook that they discuss avidly the benefits and just the different ways it's what we don't think about. The stuff that we are prone to eat is more what the corporations have thrown on us to eat instead of what we really should be eating. The closer we can get, and ironically, Mad Harvest, that's one of our mantra is a healthy attitude. But what we talk about is getting more produce into your life. The more fresh produce, the things that you can get that are coming from the ground and are not prepackaged and XYZ. That's what will fuel your body and can really make the change. And if you take help you
produce.
Hey. But it's I am by no means a super healthy person, and it's always funny because Pat is like OD healthy. But at the same time, I consciously work on making healthier decisions. And I think one of the biggest things that you have to do is to consciously also recognize how you feel when you make those good decisions and how you feel after you made that bad decision of eating a bunch of bull crap or not, what I mean, doing that, and being able to focus and understand and keep pushing towards the, what, I went ahead and used plant protein instead of ground beef for my chili or whatever, you know what I mean? And it didn't taste the exact way that I wanted, but it wasn't horrible. And if I do that every once in a while, that actually helps a little bit. And just finding those things, hey, what can I find a way to let me start taking the stairs, and let me, maybe I start parking as far as I can away from the grocery store instead of trying to find the closest space and walk, from the far spot all the way to the grocery store. You start finding those little things and just pieces of ways to incorporate things, but then it's the start recognizing your brain in accounting and working on having more of those good feelings, because you really do start to understand and see how much better you feel when you take that time to do things like work out, eat better, you know what I mean, be nice, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know, we don't understand how addicted we are to salt and sugar.
Definitely.
Let's just go with those two, right? And if you don't pay attention to what you're eating, salt and sugar is in almost everything. And if you don't monitor it, then guess what? Your body becomes addicted to it, and your body misses it, and you just crave it. And even if you get down into, your gut bacteria, your gut microbiome, I mean, there's just the different bacteria that you develop when you get into that, salt, sugar, processed food rut. And then
70s, 80s, 90s babies who were raised on the commercial Pop Tart BS, whatever neon new drink, whatever thing that we ate as kids, all of those crazy little snacks and all of those red dye 17s, all of that stuff, addicted because we didn't know no better, and it was just forced down our throats right along with the G.I. Joe cartoon.
and I don't think people realize that these food manufacturers and companies, they purposely go out there and test.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this color is going to be attractive. This color is going to make people want to eat more. If we mix these different chemicals and flavors together, it's going to almost put them on a timer. Like 45 minutes later, they'll want more. It's all a science. And
It's
I think
just like the we deal with now with social media, that people really
yes,
it's two-way street though, right? It's hey, I want to use your product, I want to come into your office space, and you tell me, hey bro, you could set up an office here, you could do whatever you want to, hang out in my building, you could do it, go ahead, but I'm going to watch everything that you do in my building. And people get offended, like that's literally what's happening with Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff. But there's money in that, the ability to know and understand,
there
hey,
absolutely is.
what are
And
you
listen,
doing when you're here and hanging out? But people don't grasp that.
it's a marketer's world.
Right.
Always has been though.
Consumer science. That's what it is.
That's the thing, is just it's just that the light has just been getting more getting shine brighter on that area, and people in more of the general public are starting to have that aha moment of understanding, hey, wait a minute, that's what they were doing back on I Love Lucy when they had placed that can of coffee right there, and all of a sudden she would say, very what seemed out of line, hey, yes, now it's time for me to make, my Folgers coffee. Folgers coffee is the greatest coffee I've ever had because Folgers comes in the morning and it's, you know what I mean? It's all of those things.
Yeah. And even emotion, right? You take all that stuff and then they tie it to emotion. You watch ads and you watch commercials, and people are having the best time of their lives, when they're consuming, whether it be that coffee or whatever it is. And, to a degree, we want to feel good, right? Everybody wants that endorphin kick. What's going to make me feel good? And you talk about emotional eaters. Well, to some degree, we're all emotional eaters, and we all have started attaching food to emotion, as opposed to food just for nutrition and what we really need.
Health. Exactly. I was gonna say, and I want to ask a question. I'm gonna come back to this feelings and emotions things. I want to get y'all thoughts on something. But for BJ and the app that Carol had mentioned to me, they talk about a lot of different types of fast. This app has like an amazing amount of resources when it comes to fasting. And so I think even in, like your situation, being diabetic, having an intermittent fast, they talk about being able to introduce certain fruit foods to garner certain results. Not so you may not be able to do a whole 72 or 84 or whatever, 96 hours or whatnot to get to certain benefits. But the one of the things that I learned, and I think that's the beauty of this all, is that you don't have to fast to get the same results, because some of the same results you get from fasting, you get from exercise. So my goal is to eventually be able to blend the two. They talked about a couple of fasts where people was just doing things for like just a couple of days out of the week. So if I'm like fasting for 2 days and I'm still able to work out 3 to 4 times a week, the benefit from that culmination of everything. So, you could put a plan in place to fit you. That way you don't have to worry about, some of the extremes that might come with the whole fasting.
What's the name of the app? Did we say the name of the app?
No, because they're not paying us any money.
Right. But Carol will send it to you.
Yeah.
My question though.
It's the Life app.
My question though, when y'all were talking about the feelings and emotions and how that plays on people's habits, generally speaking, have we talked about the metaverse on here?
We have not talked about the metaverse.
How y'all
I
feel
know.
about
Did y'all
the metaverse?
see it? Did y'all see the Netaverse?
The who?
The Netaverse.
I ain't even up on the metaverse. So you talking about the evolution, the Netaverse? What is the Netaverse?
So the Netaverse is just the New Jersey Nets had the first
the Brooklyn
broadcast. Nets? Yeah, the Brooklyn, exactly right. The Brooklyn Nets had their first live game in the like it was just a game, but then they digitize it. It's trippy. It's because it's like the real players, but then like I can't even explain it. It's just them playing basketball at the end of the day, but like the camera angles and the way that stuff would look, it's just like it's trippy. But in general, the metaverse is interesting, man. It's like people who are familiar with games like The Sims and stuff like that. It's almost like that come to life in a sense. And really what it's like is Ready Player One. Like that movie. Are you guys all familiar with that movie?
Yeah.
So
no, I've seen it.
So Ready Player One was done by Steven Spielberg, but pretty much had where everybody's living has the ability to like, you just go online and that's where you live life at. You don't live your regular life. And like people were living in hostels and like, containers, stack 500 containers up and just random, in this wasteland almost. But then everybody got online, and for Ready Player One, everybody was attached to this one game where they were, playing this game and looking to be the number one player. But it's the same, in a sense, concept where Metaverse is allowing you to be just like, if you're familiar with The Sims, again, it's just living life. It allows people to literally just do stuff online. Literally live a life online. So people are meeting people online. There are one of the trendiest things right now is buying plots of land, literally buying plots of land on the metaverse, because as this thing grows and things expand, people are, you buy that plot of land. It's no different than having a plot of land
with real
in
money?
real life. With crypto, it's all crypto based. It's all cryptocurrency, but yes, real money. So you buy your plot of land in the metaverse, and you have the ability to, depending on where that plot of land is, look, but it is crazy because you have that plot of land in the metaverse, but you have all the rights and opportunity of things that are already happening, where like a Harris casino can come in and say, hey, we want to build a virtual casino on your metaverse plot of land that then you're getting paid for consistently, from the casino. Hey, we're going to, like, it's all kinds of different avenues of these types of operations and things going on, to where it is literally becoming just like the Ready Player One, where people are living directly online lives, buying stuff, cars, this, that, and the third. There are, like Nike. It was a big thing last year when Nike wound up, starting to sponsor shoes on there and making collections. Like it is real and happening. And yeah.
Man. This is crazy. Like
It's crazy.
this
And
is
I'm only
crazy.
saying that because
What was that? I think it was a Netflix thing with Anthony
you
Mackie.
talking about the Black Mirror joint?
The Black
two
Mirror?
dudes?
Black Mirror.
Yeah. Like this sounds like I didn't watch the whole. I didn't watch any of it actually. I only hear about the one part that everybody talks about. But that's what it sounds like. I mean, like people are living alternate lives, and if you think about it, we already talk about social media and its effects and the false lives and narratives that people are putting out. Now you're going to give people a whole nother platform to where, man, you can live in here.
And look, it's not even the thing about it, right? Is it changes? Yeah, it changes the whole dynamic. But look, this was already going on in these World of Warcraft and all of these different you guys probably don't understand the video game universe, especially like the online gaming. Like I'm talking about, there are teams, sponsorships. Wiz Khalifa sponsors a gaming club. You know what I mean? Like there are just like, and I mean like they are billions of dollars. They've already been doing this stuff where there are different games. Like I was referencing The Sims, but there are all types of games where people have all types of online communication and relationships and all of this stuff. The metaverse is just the next coming and the next advance of it, just being an all encompassing, where like, just like you're saying, it's almost in a sense where it doesn't even matter you to get catfish, in a sense. It's not even like you're getting catfished anymore, because the people who are in this world, it's about what you have inside of that. Well, no one cares what you're doing on the outside. You know what I mean? It's more about like that's how relationships are built, and this, that, and the third. It's all going to be, encompassed in there.
There was another movie with Bruce Willis, and for them it was like, yeah, like they were not in stasis, but pretty much.
I remember, oh man, what was that movie? Because it was like almost like an avatar of themselves, where it was like,
avatar.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep. And it sounds like that's where we're headed, man. This is scary, man. Like,
so it's changing time. Like I watch my boys and they're playing, and their friends they've never met before, but they've had instant conversation. Like one of the kids in his family, they came down here to visit Mason because like they met him for like the last 2 years, and they've been on the line talking.
Look,
like,
there are yep, and I mean like there are people who have never met in person and who have played games for decades. You know what I mean? Like been consistent on, we play Halo or whatever this in
Call of Duty.
Have exactly Call of Duty, where it's just like they are just like that. And I've seen stuff where you will see a fan come running down out the stands, yelling onto the football field. I'm talking about professional NFL. Hey, Sniper 876, stop it. Buddy on the football field, turn around on the sideline, look up, my guy. And we've been playing Call of Duty for, a decade, ever since I was in high school together. I never met this dude. He lives in wherever, you know what I mean? And but video games and that whole world. And I guess really the advancement of it is, right, with The Sims and all of that, the way it was previously was at best what you were doing. And what parents complain about now is like kids are hey, I need you to give me some money so I can buy some more stuff inside of my video game. Metaverse, you make real money. You can make money that is spendable everywhere. You know what I mean? Regardless, inside.
Time out. You can get a job in the metaverse?
Yes. Yes.
So this is one of the things, and the world is going that way no matter what you look at it, right? But we got just one thing to draw from this weekend. So the funeral was this weekend, and one of the things that was talked about a lot by everybody who ended up speaking was that we can't lose, no matter how much technology, we can't lose sight of human connection. Because when you lose sight of human connection, like when you're not in that metaverse, sometimes you're going to be in this reality.
But that's going to be the commodity. That's going to be the commodity of the future, because unfortunately, we are already losing sight of human connection.
But that's part of the problem, though. So when people don't know how to react to the real world or real situations, like that is an escape. That becomes their reality, right?
Right.
But how do we interact? How do we respond to those different things? So again, as we just move forward, like you just got to be careful with us, but especially with developing kids and their mind and how they react to stuff and what's the next step and how they really interact face to face with people. Like I know a lot of stuff is moving that way, but I think we're gonna lose a lot of people as far as being able to even just look and talk with people. We're already
1,000. Yeah, I'm about to say 1,000%. And well, I'll tell you, we lost it a lot with devices, right? Because everybody is now focused on screen time, and I need my own screen to watch my own stuff, worry about my own thing, do what I want to do. However, I think what's going to be interesting, and we'll see if it turns into Terminator, is that the turning point is right now, right, is that all these people in technology are focusing on creating more human-like experiences, because I think that has been something that has been expressed, of course, over the time of cell phones and growth of all of the different devices, right? Is that like, we're getting lost the human experience and understanding how to have that human interaction. And that's what got us to things like Siri and Alexa and all of this, because, hey, how can we get to Jarvis like Iron Man and be able to just call out things and have that ability to, interact freely? But that's what they're getting into, a lot more artificial intelligence and the ability to go past just I in a sense service Jarvis oriented task, but to more so being able to interact and understand emotion and you've seen movies where it's like the artificial intelligence, oh, it seems, John, I feel like you're feeling sad, and noticing them things and being able to understand, oh wow, your heartbeat dropped and this happened, it seems like you're emotional, let's play your favorite song and let's do this, let's do that it's building to where human interaction is going to be digital. I don't even understand how to say it, but I think you guys understand where I'm trying to go with it, that it's
going to be put in the ones and zeros, and the computer's going to read it and try to react to it, respond to it.
I don't know if you guys also have seen some of these newer Boston tech the robots and stuff that they're making. Like there are some with some insanely lifelike faces that can show emotion or interactive. They were at the
we look just like iRobot.
Yeah.
It's like it's like we don't watch these movies and see how they end up, like iRobot, like AI,
I watch
like the Matrix, and the human just continues to like play with that. I don't really.
I'll tell you, Elon Musk made a powerful statement to me, and it was just like, I watched Star Wars. I watched.
He said it to you.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like it was very personal, jerk. But that you watch Star Wars, you watch all of these futuristic space movies, and pretty much thought, like, if we don't advance technology down, if we don't work on getting to the moon, if we don't work on doing these things, how do we ever get to Star Wars? How do we ever get to any of these other amazing movies that we've seen? We're in space and doing things. We have to start somewhere, and so there's always going to be people forcing the issue of turning the wheel.
Listen, if I understand it, you guys had your one-on-one conversation, but
hater.
I mean, Elon.
What I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to get to Star Wars. I can't look
well,
across.
When me and
I can't-
Elon were talking, we weren't talking about you.
Well, good, because I can't look across and see a damn Wookiee, a Chewbacca, and be like, "Oh, hey, bud, how you doing?" You know what I mean? Like, what? Come on,
You don't
man.
know if Chewbacca's are who are going to lead us from the suppressed planet we live on, sir.
You know what? I don't. But listen, I'm not trying to learn another language. I'm good. Like, I don't even want my son to learn Wookiee. Like,
Cold-blooded.
dude, come on,
This
man.
is how galactic racism started.
You know what, man? Here's what I would say to that.
Go.
Here's what I would say to that. When we can get along with the people on this planet and we can learn how to work things out and all get along, then I will entertain, going out.
Man, this is fresh talking to all my galactic brothers and sisters. Do not let Carol's hate, nor his large head be what deters you from entering our space.
Well,
We're here for you.
They might all have large heads like me.
Let's do it. I didn't say anything about theirs. We just commented on yours. Thanks again. Let's go ahead and keep this thing moving. And translate.
Probably just curse somebody out.
Man, I don't know, man. My thing with the metaverse is the reality that it creates, because your brain is all about perception. So you can live there, as far as things seen. And that's just the crazy thing is when I was doing my MBA program, I had to do a presentation on like AI, not AI, augmented reality and virtual reality. And this was like 6 years ago. And that's one of the things that we really, really harped on as the advancement of the augmented reality and virtual reality space, came to fruition, was the play on the human psyche. And I think we got a glimpse of that in that Black Mirror thing Carol referenced. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see, especially when there's so much happening that can happen virtually that can almost pertain to real life. And so, it's I don't know, it's kind of like it's intriguing, but a little scary. But Fresh, you seem to be our subject matter expert. I was going to ask you when you were describing all of these things in the metaverse, is like, where are the opportunities to take advantage of this space? Like,
Literally, if you just Google, there are many different entry points into the metaverse, and it is definitely the hot thing in the crypto space right now. I've been trying to figure out my entry point and what I want to make my first move aside. But like I said, the Nets just had it's the adaptation, right? I always sit back and just like with crypto, I watch it's been over 4 years. I've been telling y'all about cryptocurrency. That it's just like I watch the adaptation process and what's going on, where it's like even now, very few people talk about cryptocurrency or know about cryptocurrency. That is still, all of this stuff is in such an infancy. This is like internet in the 80s. You know what I mean? Not even in the 90s. I'm talking about like this is such an infancy stage of stuff, but the fact that adoption is happening, like that the NBA is doing something with it, that there are banks who are using cryptocurrency when 4 years ago they laughed at it, just like the yellow pages laughed at Google when it first came out. And we're just like, for those who don't know, Google came to the yellow pages like, hey, we have this amazing thing, let's join forces and do this. Google and Yellow Pages pretty much laughed at Google like, man, if y'all don't get out of here, we do what we do. We run this, and it is what it is. Like, y'all don't need to, we don't care what y'all do online. And how many people use Yellow Pages and all that stuff anymore? Why? Because Google is king. But that's
the last time you seen one of them bricks.
Mm-hmm. But as far as the meta, it's the like it's the ability. Everybody's reality is not great, and so that's what it provides. Is you can be in the middle of nowhere with nothing. As long as you have an internet connection, you can be a superstar. You know what I mean? And that's the the intrigue and what it provides and the opportunity it provides, it is in a sense an equal playing field, you know what I mean, universe that people look at. That's how people perceive it, is the ability to, just like how people fake and do stuff online and catfish people, it's just that ability to escape. I can make my avatar and my character to look however I want to, and that's whether it is human like or some, you know, random form of whatever, and still interact and be able to, you know, do whatever I want to do. And I mean, have, you know, intimate, everything from intimate conversations to, you know, doing randomness. That it's just it opens up a lot. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how this expands and what's going on, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now.
I agree. Guess we just have to wait and see on that one.
That we will. It'll be interesting. You know. Yeah. I mean, somebody just keep me up to speed on what's supposed to happen, because
Gotta tap in.
That's a different world right there.
Literally.
It's all fun and games until somebody figures out how to murk somebody in the metaverse.
And so what would happen? Like,
it's not regulated.
It's a video
so there's
game.
There's no rules.
I mean, it's a video
it's
game.
Y'all are I'm gonna be the
so
police
like,
in the metaverse.
y'all are getting so like acting like people don't get murked on every video game pretty much that's created. I mean, they start from zero. I mean,
like they figure out a way how to, like, through the metaverse,
Wait.
like you get, like, they
I wouldn't doubt.
in the metaverse.
Well, I wouldn't doubt that without, it's not, it depends more emotionally how person that is attached to there. Because look, there are people who die when their cryptocurrency goes from, you know, looking like they're, you know, a millionaire to all of a sudden they don't have nothing. There are people who play these Halo and Call of Duty and everything else who come and all of a sudden somebody, their girlfriend or their parents erased their character, their brother did it, and they kill themselves. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it is more about the emotional attachment to the actual.
That's the big piece of it, the emotional attachment.
But that's also, but
you said it like it was nothing.
but it's also the like that's the unfortunate, that's the dollar signs, right? That's why it's what, why do you think Facebook was the one to create this metaverse, right? They're already the one who has the light flashed on them of we about to get everything shut down now.
We got everybody's information already.
You know what I mean? They're already one who has the light shine on them, and the questions of, well, why are you so interested in everything that we do, and why are you tracking everything we do, and where we going, and all of this other stuff, and why do you want to know all of this next thing? And it's just the next level of, well, hey, now I can really, you know what I mean? Now I can really do it.
Time.
Yeah, it's just like
the whole world, you know, has to quarantine and be in isolation and see what it's like, and you can't hang out with people, and you can't, you know, let's
imagine if you can enjoy.
If this would have came a year and a half ago, can you imagine the state of the state right now? Like, because it's still like fresh there in its infantile stages. Can you imagine?
Yeah, but see, a year and a half ago, here's what would have happened. People would have still been holding hope. Oh man, I don't need to get into this, man. It'll be just a couple months. We'll be back.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This stuff is still, like, I mean, it isn't like there aren't. And the metaverse is just an expansion of, you know, of what there already is. So don't get it twisted. There are already these other types of games and things where it's pretty much the same thing. And there are people who are involved in Grand Theft Auto, invested that heavily into Grand Theft Auto, and come and jump on Grand Theft Auto and be online on the online version where you can build up your character. I know cats who have they are in gangs within Grand Theft Auto video game, and like know their homeboys and their clique and go do robberies and you know what I mean? So there is always the appeal of being able to escape your reality and create the world that you want, and being able to do those things is always going to have influence in be appealing.
Well, you get yourself in trouble, good luck to you for when Tom Cruise or or Bruce Willis comes to get you, tell you that you're gonna be locked up for your actions. Arnold Schwarzenegger, somebody.
We're gonna go ahead and leave that there. Carol, I don't know how you gonna tie
Black
in.
Hammer.
I don't know how you're gonna close this thing out, but you the man for the job. We'll be back to you in a second, so you got a little bit of time to percolate on that thing there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, man, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment below. Let us know what you think of the metaverse. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Are you taking advantage of the opportunities that exist within the metaverse? Let us know what you think. If you're interested in more health tips and the fasting lifestyle that the 13th floor is offering here, let us know. Join our community. Follow us on Facebook at 13th floor please, and on Instagram at 13th floor please. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on all platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio. Everywhere podcast is played, you can bet that you can get the 13th floor on there. Make sure you like us on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube so you can see our handsome faces each and every week we drop the podcast, and let us know what you think. Keep them comments rolling in. BJ, did you have anything from the quarantine corner?
Stay safe, brothers and sisters. Stay safe. Hey, and go if for real. Like if you are, look, Fauci done said pretty much this time around, almost everybody's gonna get this one. But still, you gotta protect yourself and your family members. So again, I chose to go ahead and quarantine, keep the kids safe to make sure they can still continue with school and not miss it as much as possible. But by all means, I know some people are like, well, if one person in the house get it, we all get it. I'm like,
and make sure you get your tests, man. They're giving these free tests.
That's what I'm saying.
Order in by the time you hear this, you probably too late.
Yeah. Get to that. That's the point. Get the test, and just so you know at least, and you're not randomly out here raw dogging it in the wild and not knowing. Yeah, I said it. If y'all didn't see fresh face on that one, y'all gotta go back and watch the video.
There it is. Coach K, go ahead and take us home, brother. You gotta come off mute though.
True. Real quick, man. CBS Sports has put out their early top 25 college ratings. They're rating the Miami Hurricanes at number 12 as of right now.
You talking about?
You know what it is. We beat Duke the other day.
Signing day ain't even the official signing day ain't into February. Like Cristobal is coming in and bringing people left to right, and I'm getting excited again.
He getting a lot of recruits. I agree.
Yeah,
they got
be on the lookout.
The OC coordinator offer went out today or yesterday, one or two. Guy from
the
Arkansas.
Offensive coordinator. Hold on, say that one more time, BJ.
The OC offer went out. It was either yesterday or today. I was reading
today.
They do from Arkansas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know nothing about that guy.
Be on the lookout for the 13th floor podcast coming to you live from the first home game at the tailgate. Putting that out there now. So
we know who we playing already?
Nah, it don't matter. Let's just plan to be there. Doesn't matter. Let's just plan
I
to be
like
there.
how you thinking. I like it. Get the generator warmed up.
Get the generator warmed up. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, we've talked about a lot of things today. I do want to put this disclaimer out there. By no means are we offering medical advice. We are just offering tools and techniques and things that we are using ourselves. And you can hear us, you can see us. So obviously, we survive these things when we do them. I would like to say that we actually thrive after we do them. So please don't think that we gave you the cure-all for whatever you might have. Definitely go see your doctor. If you get a holistic doctor, even better. But I'm going to leave that right there along with the metaverse. We've already said enough things to get us banned from a few platforms that we're on already. So I'll leave that alone. But building off of, that was almost like a beat. Building off of last week's message about, being intentional and making sure that you create moments that lead to momentum in light of what we just talked about, there are so many distractions. There are so many things to get you virtually or from a technology standpoint. Please don't forget the basic concept of human connection. If we lose human connection, we lose everything. So be real intentional. I am waiting and looking for opportunities to have that backyard hangout, to have that card game. Hey, come play spades. I am looking for those opportunities to continue to have the connections with the people that we love, the people that we cherish, the people that we value. If you just leave things to be and go with the flow, next thing you know, half of the people you know will exist someplace else, whether that be death or, in the metaverse somewhere at a club and, you can't get in or something. Be real intentional with cherishing and building the relationships that you care about, staying in contact with the people that you care about. There is no technological replacement for human connection. There just isn't. I'm sorry. So if you want to invest, continue to invest in the thing that throughout history has proven to give you a return time and time again: human connection. Anything else is just a supplement. It is something on top of that. But we start with human connection, and then eventually we end human connection and we move on. So that's my message. Take us away, moderator.
That's it. We done here on the 13th floor. Appreciate y'all for listening. Where the furniture isn't always the best, but the views are amazing.